Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's recipe is this amazingly tasty fried rice infused with smoked goat meat. This recipe is absolutely amazing. But before we go ahead with it, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel. Please help my channel grow. Thank you very much. This is the goat meat I'll be using for this recipe. You can use with or without skin, anyone will be fine. Instead of cooking as normal, I will be marinating my meat as this will make it a lot more flavorful. For the marination, I'll be using some chopped onions, some minced garlic, bouillon cubes, salt, thyme, and some curry powder. Next, I'll combine thoroughly and then leave to marinate for about 24 hours. You can do anything between 2 to 24 hours to be honest, but the longer the better. So obviously I will be going for the longer one. So I'm going to cover this with some cling film and then put away. I'll be showing you two ways of preparing the asun. That's the smoked goat meat. This is a fresh method, which is a grilling method. Traditionally, the goat meat is smoked using firewood. As you can see, my goat meat is already smoked, so I will be grilling straight away. So if you're going to be using pre-smoked goat meat, then you can use this method. Simply layer them onto your grill and grill. This is an old video, by the way. I'm simply using it for illustrative purposes. Next, I'll cover the meat with some vegetable oil. You can use pretty much any other kind of oil that you prefer. And then cover and leave this to grill for about 20 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius. It's been 20 minutes and this is what it looks like. As you can see, it is fully cooked at this time. I don't need to do anything else with it. It is ready to use. Now, for those who haven't got a grill or whose oven haven't got a grill function, what you can do is just use the baking function in your oven, and you can do this for about 40 minutes thereabout at 180 degrees Celsius, and you will still get pretty much the same results. So I'm going to set this aside and then show you the boiling method, and this is pretty much for those who are not using pre-smoked goat meat, although I will be using the pre-smoked one, but that's fine. So I will be transferring this into my pan here. My pan is on medium heat. And after arranging onto the pan, I will be adding some rosemary and Scotch Bonnet pepper, and then combine, cover, and then leave this to simmer for about 20 minutes. So it's been 20 minutes and this is what it looks like. As you can see, the meat has started to cook at this time. Normally I don't add too much water to goat meat, and that's because it does sweat out quite a lot of moisture. But because we will be using the broth for the rice, so I will be adding enough. And then cover and leave this to cook until soft. Now onto the peppers. Ideally, when you're making asun, you need to use just Scotch Bonnet peppers. But because this is going to be a proper rice meal, you don't want it to be too hot. So instead of that, we will be using a mix of bell peppers, chili peppers, Scotch Bonnet peppers, and some onions. I will be leaving the ingredients and measurements in the description box below, so you don't need to worry. And after chopping roughly, this is what it looks like, and I will be setting this aside for use later. Now it's time to check back on the meat. As you can see, they're pretty much cooked at this time, and I will be transferring the meat into a bowl, leaving the broth in the pan because this will be used for cooking the rice. And for the rice, I will be using some Cello basmati as usual. This has been thoroughly washed. I washed until the water ran clear, and you need to do this, otherwise your rice will be soggy. Next, I'll bring the broth to a boil, and once it starts to boil, I will transfer the thoroughly washed rice into the broth and combine thoroughly. Because I haven't got enough broth to boil the rice, I will be adding some water and then just combine again, cover, and leave this to boil until about 3/4 of the way. While the rice is boiling, I will be chopping the meat into bite sizes. Man, it took the fear of God for me to not finish eating this meat while I was chopping it. Hi, it was so good. There's just something about goat meat. I really don't like beef unless it has ishon, muscle. Otherwise, just give me my goat meat though. This is my weakest point in life. Myself, I know, but there's nothing I can do about it. Anyways, I'm going to continue to chop this off camera. After chopping, this is what it looks like. So the next thing to do now is to grill. You can fry this if you want, you can roast, you can do pretty much whatever you want to do with it, but I prefer to grill. So I will be transferring this into my grill and grill for 10 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. So it's been 10 minutes and this is what it looks like. Absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? Anyways, I will be setting this aside. Now it's time to check back on the rice, and as you can see, it is cooked 3/4 of the way at this time. I think it took roughly about 15 minutes, and I will be setting this aside as well. Now it's time for the main event, and here I've got a wok on medium heat. Once it heats up, I will go in with some vegetable oil. You can use pretty much any other kind of oil that you prefer, and then add some minced garlic. This will be sauteed for about 2 minutes. Please be careful so you don't burn the garlic. After that, I will go in with some chopped onions and fry for another 2 to 3 minutes or until translucent. After 3 minutes, it's time to go in with my chopped peppers, and this will be combined thoroughly. After combining thoroughly, I will go in with some curry powder, thyme, bouillon cubes, and some salt, and then combine thoroughly. And after combining thoroughly, I will cover this and then leave to fry for about 20 minutes. Please don't cover with the proper lid. Please use a splatter guard, otherwise it will boil rather than fry. And after frying for 20 minutes, this is what it looks like. As you can see, it is pretty much fried at this time, and I will go in with some chopped bell peppers and some green chili. Instead of green chili, if you haven't got that, you can use some green pepper instead. Combine thoroughly again and then go in with the grilled meats. Next, I'll combine thoroughly. After combining thoroughly, this is Asun already. So if you do change your mind at any point and think, do you know what? I don't think I'm going to add the rice anymore. Well, you can just eat the meats. Because that was what I really wanted to do, to be honest. But anyway, I'm going to start adding the rice at this time. I'm going to add it gradually so I don't end up with too much. Because to be honest, I really want more of the meat than the rice. Do you know what I want? I want to be carrying meats with every single spoonful of rice. You know, that kind of, just relax and be taken care of kind of mood. That's what I really wanted with this recipe, and this is what I achieved. Anyway, after combining it thoroughly, as you can see, it looks absolutely gorgeous. After combining thoroughly, I will leave this to simmer for about 5 minutes or until the rice completely softens. And then go in with some spring onions for garnishing. This rice, hi! It was so good. So good. I had this rice alone. I didn't share with anybody at all. Nobody, not one single person. And I finished it in like 2 days. It was gone. I had it like morning, afternoon. Anyway, so this is the final result. If you do try this recipe, please don't forget to leave me a comment in the comment section. I love to read from you. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, share with your friends and family. And I hope to see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.